Hello everyone and welcome to another TDR family game video. This is Droyd TDR and we're going to walk you through the Harvest of Horror. It is the new Dungeon Quest 2023 Halloween event and I've got some mixed feelings. If you want to get the full gist of it, you can watch me and Bean walk through the Harvest of Horror. Now the first thing you do, just like in the Easter event from a few years ago, you get to pick which class you want to use, so everybody of every level is on equal footing, and then you have to go to the first area. So from that main sort of Halloween lobby, you go to the swamp, and you do your best as a group to defeat the swamp monsters, and they keep spawning in. I guess it must be based on how many people are playing, so depending on which classes you choose, you might decide to choose different spells than we did, but at least at the current time, we both did mage and we both had the rectangle and the purple, I don't know, it's from Orbital Outpost, but the purple taffy ball, whatever it is. And basically you try and shoot so that you can get as many guys as possible in each shot, otherwise it takes forever. So that is what you do on the first one. And then, when finally you defeat all the guys and they stop spawning in, which should happen here momentarily, trust me, momentarily. This isn't long and dragged out for any specific reason, but there it is. Once you do, Zerk, the Swamp King, comes in and defeats me, which is pretty standard practice, honestly. This particular boss, obviously, he's similar to the Yokai Peak boss that has these mechanics and does the spinning, but it's a different creature, obviously, and the paths he travels are larger, and he's green, right? So, no big thing there. Oh, there's an attack I didn't quite recognize was coming. So he does have a couple new attacks, just not a whole lot of them. And finally, when you beat Zerg, there we go. About to he's not even close to being done. Holy smokes, this takes forever. So that's one of my complaints about this, aside from me not being able to dodge those gosh darn silly pinwheel things, is it just takes a long time. So I think this timer started with like 14 or 15 minutes. We're a couple minutes into it. Not that that's a bad thing. That's fine. But finally we defeat this guy. And you get a log. You can see Bean has a log floating over his head. And you have to go bring that back to the main starting area. So when you do, which again, this is just basically time wasting at this point. Once you do, you get one of the witch's brews to light up. Let's see him put that on there. Well, I decided I wanted to change spells. So we aren't going to see him put it on there, but you put it on there and one of the pots lights up, the green one from the swamp. So I'm going to choose to switch to the blueberries of devastation, whatever you want to call them, the cannonballs, I don't know, whatever. And then you run into the next cave from the lobby, and really all you do is run in. You don't have to worry about these moths chasing you around anywhere. It doesn't matter, does not matter. The important part here is speed. So you want to get into the main area and unlock the boss. So I'm just running backwards, shooting at these guys as we go. And then here we go. You have to defeat each of these little cocoons to let out the group of little moth, wasp, bug things that are in there. I don't know what they are. And then once you've untethered all of the cocoons, so I think we need one more shot on that one. Yep, and I think Beans figured it out. This was his first run, and he figured it out pretty easy quick. Once you do that, once the boss is no longer tethered, guess what? Boss comes to life, and he goes to town on you. He tries to anyways. We did pretty good. Moth Claw. Yeah. There we go. Alright, so most of the little extraneous moths are gone, and so now it's just us trying to defeat Mothclaw. And you gotta watch out, because he keeps doing this center attack, even though he's not in the center, which is sort of frustrating. But not too bad, not too hard of a boss. You just gotta watch out for his quick swing there, which I did not watch out for. And then stay outside the middle, because he does do that. Oh my gosh. I didn't even dodge that one well. But he always does this center red circle with the spinning outside areas. And very tricky to figure out, well, where is safe when all that's going on. So apparently I did not find the safe zone. And he's just about done. We lost a couple more seconds, no big deal. But one of us gets a feather. So I guess Bean got the feather. And you might also have noticed, as we've been doing this, every now and then you'll see a little thing pop up on the ground somewhere, and it'll say like, hey, you got 10 mushrooms, or more likely 2 mushrooms. Hey, you got 6 things of silk, or 3 things of silk, or whatever. So what that is you're basically gathering materials to craft a cosmetic once you eventually get back to the main lobby. Right, so now we've got 2 of the Witch's Brews all ready to go. We have 8 minutes left. Now we're in a maze, and this maze is amazing, honestly. I don't know, it's a pretty cool maze, to be honest. But basically, what you want to do in this maze, I was trying to explain it to Bean, is just don't worry about the guys, just go get the crystals. And you can see the different colors on top of the maze. You can see a green one right above me. Right now, there's a green crystal, red crystal, yellow crystal, purple crystal, something like that. Anyways, you basically just run through the maze towards them. Don't worry about these guys, just get them out of the way. If you want to switch to a healing spell so it makes it easier in case you get hit, that's fine. And if you want to watch the route, I'll just play through how I got, I think it was 3 out of the 4 crystals, and Bean got 1. There's one, you have to hold the E key down in order to grab the crystal. Took me a while to figure that out the first time because I was not paying attention. And then after the green crystal, I'm like, well, which is the next one closest to me? Is it yellow? Is it red? I think it's the red one. I'm gonna have to go around all this stuff. And then after you get all of the crystals, you have to take them to the center of the maze, which I think I'm passing right now. And you have to bring them in and drop them in a chest in the center. And then you can get them one at a time and then drop them in the center. Or you can go get all of them and then drop them in the center. Or 2 of you can get, one of you can get 2 of them, and the other person can get 2 of them, whatever. Just whenever you get them, you have to then drop them in the center chest at some point. You can do it one by one or in groups of whatever. You get the idea. All right. So I'm now stuck. This guy's ignoring me. Whatever. He can't see me. Doesn't matter. Oh, there he is. He's trying to get at me. No biggie. We've got 2 of the crystals. Now let's go for the next one. So the final crystal that I went to get, I think, is the purple. I can kind of see it off in the distance a little bit. To the left there, yeah, the purple. It's not too hard. Once you get the one I just got, it's pretty easy to get to this one. So purple and I think it was red. Super easy. Wait, whoops, did I get it? I got it. Okay, it just took a while to zap over to me. And now we just need to bring him to the center. Oh, look, and there's Bean, and he's got the yellow one. So we got them all. Now we have to find the center, and I think I decided to backtrack somewhat in order to get back to the center because I thought I'd passed it on my way. And you can see there is a big light over the map that's kind of showing you where the center is to help guide you. And once you get there, there should be a chest. And these guys here, which are, trying to shoot at you randomly. Pretty non-difficult guys, and all you do is heal and you're fine. And then you have to run out. So this is possibly the hardest part, is figuring out where the archway is out. And if you recognize the archway, you can just run straight towards it. It's pretty easy once you recognize what it looks like. And you run out. We got like 4 minutes left or so. No big deal. We've got the last thing we need to activate the final Witch's Brew. Let's see what happens here. Alright, so we drop the final thing in the Witch's Brew, and here comes the Demonic Pumpkin Lord. Yeehaw! Pretty cool graphics. And he like flies at you, so that's kind of cool, because, it's sort of difficult to have him... Oh man, it's difficult to do some of your slow shots if he's flying away from you. So then he spits fire out, and maybe it's poison too. I don't know, it's a little hard to tell. Looks like Bean is not having problems being in the center poison area, so maybe it's no big deal. I don't really know. Just doesn't look too bad. He's doing fine in there. And is he gonna jump out? No, he's using like multiple types of attacks from both the Yokai Peak dungeon as well as from this little Halloween event. Look at that. He's just melting. He's just melting. All right, we got it. Oh no, he's doing a spinny thing. Okay. Oh dear. That was new. I didn't expect that. So, pretty cool. Couple boss battles, whoops. That was an interesting and new surprise attack. And here he goes with his little flying mechanism, which is, I think, awesome. And there we go, Harvester of Hoarder. We got it. And that's kind of what it is. And let me explain why I think it's kind of a horror. Because you look in here and you're like, oh, that first cosmetic, well, that should be easy to get, right? But holy smokes, no. If you look at the materials that are required, 400 and I got 4. You know, it's like not even the green tier is going to be something you can get without doing like 20, 30, 40, probably even 50 runs. And then you can go buy materials for Robux and you can do this exchange thing, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it's there too. And honestly, what I basically came down to me is this is the cash grab of horror. I don't know what has happened with Dungeon Quest with this particular release. Yokai Peak was so awesome, and we got a cosmetic or two, and you can buy some too, and it was fair. You grind, 20, 30 dungeons, you'll be able to get enough stuff to get another thing. But this one, easy 50, 40, 50, 60, just to get one green cosmetic. And that to me is abuse of power. What the heck? So there it is, the cash grab of horror. Let us know in the comments below what you think of it. I ain't grinding for it, but maybe you will. So you can show me the cosmetics. We'll see you in the next one.